Hey, it's Jaime with Echo Real Estate Advisors. Welcome back. Now we're going to cover the Facebook and landing page connection. I wanted to keep the chicken scratch up and going, just I guess out of laziness. I really don't have a justification. Let's look at a different color real quick. So, all right, Facebook. We are sending traffic. This is traffic. It's not a lead. If it was a lead, it'd be a direct line in my eyes to our landing page. Our landing page is Clickfunnels. At the end of the day, what I want to do is I want to send it to my CRM, which is LionDesk. LionDesk has direct connections with several third parties, but it doesn't have a connection with Clickfunnels. So we have to use an intermediary, a conduit, to make that connection work. And that connection is going to be Zapier. Zapier is free to a certain extent. You only get a certain amount of zaps, which essentially are tasks that are automated. I don't know what it is because I've paid for the year program and the pro account or whatever, so I don't necessarily know the price. You can go and check that out. But for the first couple of zaps, you can, I think it's per month, so you can go and do that and check it out. But you will need to have Zapier to make this part of the equation work. At this point, it is a dash, but it's going to make a pit stop here in Zapier land because it has to, or else it's not going to work. Facebook, I covered it in the other video. We're still working on the Facebook leads campaign. However, and the way that it works on the Facebook lead campaign is I embedded links here. And these links, although it is a leads campaign, you'll see that here. Where is it? You see the lead form that I'm sending it to, which in the other video, it makes more sense. You saw this on the other video where it directly contacted or where it directly linked from LionDesk to Facebook, and it connected via this lead form. So that makes sense to you. But what I like to do is I like to embed links as well. And that maximizes my exposure to the eyeballs that I've already purchased. So the moment that somebody stops scrolling through and looks at my ad, it's like, oh, fantastic. Click. They're going to be landing over on this landing page. And this is the actual landing page. And that's where I'm asking for their name, email, phone number. I don't want to confuse them. I still highlight what they're being offered, what they've been offered as a lead magnet, the value that I provided to them. And then when they click send, that send occurs right here. And that's when we're trying to catch it to go directly into our CRM. If you have Clickfunnels and you're using an automated software already, an email automation system or autoresponder, then it's going to go and route off directly. If you haven't connected an autoresponder and you have Clickfunnels in and of itself, then your leads are going to just show up in the contact form. So they're not being pulled anywhere. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get it to the CRM as quickly as possible. So then we can start dripping them with emails, with texts, with phone calls. And Clickfunnels is not going to notify you that something happened unless you do a zap. So you want LionDesk to notify you. So as soon as a new lead is created on LionDesk, you're getting that notification that something happened. All right, does that make sense? So I think that I don't want to confuse the issue too much, but I think it's important that we stay here. And, well, not stay here, but I do think that it's important that you understand the methodology and where we're pulling these software from, where they're needed and why they're needed. Because people think that as soon as I connect this LionDesk to Facebook, it should all be good and this, that, or the other. Where do I troubleshoot? This way you keep everything in context and know how to troubleshoot. The other video, you saw the direct connection between Facebook and LionDesk. If you had a drip campaign going, you connected it to the drip campaign there, which was very straightforward. Now we're going to go back to LionDesk and we're going to do the same thing, but a little bit differently. All right. You're going to come back and create a new source. I haven't gotten a direct answer from, I'm sure there is a direct answer, but the way that I've been doing it is, my question to support was, do I need a unique source for everything that I'm trying to do? So example, I'm getting the same information, but from Clickfunnels, my landing page software, versus Facebook. Do I need a new source? And the common consensus has been yes. So I'm going to go and say that. Then I do need a new source, even though it's going to be relatively the same. So I'm going to go with test, Frisco, T10. It's still the same, but I'm going to put CF for Clickfunnels. Going to add my source. You see it there. I'm going to come over here to lead distribution. And I am going to go to Zapier first. Go to test Frisco. I'm going to assign the drip campaign. Again, you don't have to assign a drip campaign, but there's your opportunity to do it. And if you're going to add it down the road, I suggest that you go and create your drip campaign and then come back and do this step. This makes it easier. And as far as distribution settings, you can do a team rollout or individual. I choose individual because I like to have a little bit more control, and depends on the mood of the day is how I'm going to distribute. I guess that's bad to say, but I just said it. All right. Now let's go to Zapier. Did it take? Am I missing it? Let me refresh. I was having a hard time taking, in which it happens. So every time you have a little delay or something looks like it's off, just hit a simple refresh will go a long way. We still have our source, so I know that that's still in place. Let's go and look and see if it added it. Yeah, so my impatientness got the better of us. You see I added it twice, so we certainly don't want that. Oh, I added it 3 times, look at that. And that's why having these titles is so important. You see one here that's very similar, but since I'm testing it in a different capacity, I'm sorry, this is the same one. It's coming from Facebook, but having a title just goes a long way. That way you don't have to, it can get very similar very quickly. So having a good title is going to help you. All right, now we have one, which we are good there. In the other video, we went to Facebook settings. We are not getting this lead from Facebook. The reason that I selected Zapier, and I kind of went quick on that, so my apologies. The reason I selected Zapier, you see there's other ways to get the lead. So you see some of these are CRMs that you use. If you have that CRM, connect with them directly. Some of you have other landing page softwares. I think Lead Pages or Lead Pops is here. Yeah, Lead Pops, both of them are here. You can directly connect with them. But Clickfunnels, which is the landing page software that I have, does not have a direct connection. So I have to go through Zapier. which is right here. Again, it's free for the first couple of zaps every single month, but then if you're going to start using it every single month, and ideally you do, because that would mean that you're getting a lot of leads, and they're going to charge you per month. I don't know the pricing. That's not my business. It changes everywhere. Every time I quote, it just changes. So I've stopped doing that. Go and check out Zapier, and we're going to go there in a bit to use it. Okay, so I selected Zapier so I can make that connection. Again, Zapier is right here. It's the conduit that we're going to need to get from landing page to software, and then the drip takes over. So we've done everything we've needed to do at this point. All right. We are going next to Zapier. I know it sounds like a lot. It does. I'm not going to say that it doesn't, but it gets easier. It gets easier. And what's important is keeping this in context, understanding why we're doing it, understanding where things are coming from, where they're going from, what needs to be set up. Watch this video over and over again. Hit that like button a lot. Comment if there's any questions. Share with whoever you need to share with. I'm not sure if I've done my self promo yet, but subscribe. Let's do it. All right, we're going to make a zap. Internet's a little slow today. All right. Okay, what are we doing? We are going from Clickfunnels. So the trigger essentially means, where do we want to start? Zapier's telling you and asking you, more asking you, it's not telling you, it's asking you, where do you want me to start? What do you want me to, what needs to happen? Well, I want you, Zapier, to go and look at my Clickfunnels account. That's going to be the trigger. Every time there's a new contact, which is going to mean a new lead for you, I want you, which is what you're telling it. If you have products for sale, or if you were selling a product and it failed, you wanted to retarget them, all that fun stuff, that's what you do. But when you have a new contact, well, first you need to test them. Let me just test this one. They're all the same. I didn't know that you needed to, I didn't know that you could get away with doing it the same. I thought you needed to connect the account every single time in the past, but that's not the case. Success, we're going to select that. Then it's going to ask you which funnels. So it's asking you which landing page are you trying to get to. And it's loading it. And the name of that particular funnel is this. Now it's going to go and look at the pages, and I'm going to tell it, as soon as you get that opt-in, which is this page right here, as soon as somebody puts in their information, I want you to do something else. You can skip this step, but if you go over and type in a lead, I'll pull in samples. I think we have several leads in there, so we'll look at this one. This is a test one, perfect. We have the test last name. I'm sorry. You have the test. My actual test's last name is test last. My first name is there. Should have a phone number somewhere. Here we go. Phone is right there. So it's working. Very rarely will it not work. And for you to get that to work, you will need to go over to your landing page and actually input your information. But you can skip it. Very rarely it won't work. So it's trusted. Now it's telling you, all right, what do we need to do? Now, okay, Zapier, now that you've gone over to Clickfunnels, and every time a new contact has been input, it's already got this part of the equation. It has this part of the equation done. Now it needs to do the rest. So what do you want me to do with that? I want you to go to LionDesk, and I want you to create a new contact. I'm going to test that, which is good. And to connect an account, it's very simple. You just go to connect. It's going to ask you for a bit of information, and the connection is done. So go to LionDesk settings, third-party integrations, enable your Zapier connectivity to retrieve your API. So you're going to go over to LionDesk, third-party integrations, Zapier. You just copy this. You come back over. Where was that screen? Input that in there, and you're on your way. So that's how you do it from scratch. Okay. Now what Zapier's asking you is, what do you want me to do with the information that I grabbed from Clickfunnels? If you put something in here, and this is important, if you put something in here, like your name, that will be sent over 100% of the time. Don't do that. You want it to be a live field. So you click over here, and then you put your first name, your last name, or if you just want the full name, then put it up here. It doesn't matter, but go and get the actual fields from each step, or from your software. Don't type in manually. Don't type in the manual email. You're defeating the purpose. It's just not going to work. Go and get that email. Go and get that phone number. If you were collecting additional information, that's where you would put that. And you can add, take away, everything works great. Now, what's going to make the connection, all of this, the rest of it says optional, and the rest of it is optional. And although this says optional, it's not really optional if you want it to work. You have to select a contact source. And that's why it's important, just so you see it, what we're talking about. The source that we're talking about is over here, your lead sources. So, where are we? Go and select the source that you created specifically for Clickfunnels. Remember, we labeled it with CF. You're going to look through real quick. Yep, it should pull in the name, it should pull in my email, and it should pull in the, not my email, the contact's email, the phone number. You're going to go to continue. Here's a sample. It looks about right. Send to LionDesk. And my phone's up here. I just want to show you real quick. Maybe I won't. So there's a lead. I don't know if you can see that. The rest of it is a text. But anyway, so LionDesk sends you a lead notification. And you can also see a test contact was sent to LionDesk. Well, in about a minute. It does it instantaneously 99.9% of the time. Finish. Then you're going to need to label it. So name your zap. And we're going to label it. Again, consistency is very important, and also naming is very important. Keep it consistent and keep it clear. Put as many details as you can within reason so you can come back to it. Every time you need to re-emerge or go back to a lead campaign that was working in the past and you want to try it out with a new audience, you can easily go there and not have to start from scratch. Then you turn your zap on and you're done. Then you're done. So all of it should work at this point. The most common thing that gets overlooked is right here, setting up your lead routing. If you don't set this up, it's just not going to work. And it happens to me all of the time. So with Facebook, you can't really, I'm sorry to go back to the other topic that we covered, which was Facebook. With Facebook, it's a little bit more difficult to create a test, to do a test lead, but with Clickfunnels and landing page, regardless of which landing page you're using, it's a little bit easier because you can actually go in there and set up a demo so to see if you're working. The way that you find out that a Facebook lead is not working, essentially if you're doing this connection, the way you find out is when you log into Facebook, your ads manager online, and you see that there's 12 leads in there and you had no clue. And that's a great problem to have. And that's how you troubleshoot it. But if you go through a landing page software, you can for the majority of the time or most of the time, you can input a dummy lead, essentially put in any information there so you can start testing it, and you're able to see if it's working and your email drip campaigns are off and running. So that's essentially it. That is connecting Facebook directly to LionDesk. Again, this is assuming that you're running a leads campaign, which everything only works if you're doing a lead campaign. And we also covered in this video, the other video was about the Facebook and LionDesk, but in this video we covered Facebook and Clickfunnels / then going over to Zapier / going over to LionDesk. I hope this was beneficial. If there's any questions, comments, concerns, if there's anything that you have to add or take away from this, I would love to hear it. Put in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe, share with friends. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next video.